Hello and welcome. In this video, you will learn how to use a sewing machine. To get started, you'll need the body of your sewing machine, the foot pedal, super important because that's how you'll connect to the machine, and a power source. You'll need a spool of thread, a bobbin, it can already be wound or we'll go over how to wind it in this video, a pair of snips, and make sure you can set up in an area where you're on a table, sitting in a chair that you can reach the floor. Super important because you'll need to reach the foot pedal, and that you're close enough to an outlet that you can plug into power. Let's go. Plug in the machine, place the foot pedal on the floor where you can reach it, and hit the on switch. For most machines, the light will turn on when the power is on. Some may have a separate button for the light. To wind the bobbin, put a spool of thread on the spool pin. Mine is vertical, yours may be horizontal. Thread the machine for bobbin winding by catching the thread around the tension stud and thread it through the hole on one side of the bobbin. Mount it on the bobbin winder spool. Push it in place. You should hear a click. Disengage the machine needle to begin winding. My machine has an inner dial on the hand wheel that turns counterclockwise. Others may have an inner dial that you press like a button. To wind the bobbin and run the machine in general, step on the foot pedal. Wind the bobbin. It takes about a minute for a full bobbin. You can stop at any time, but starting with a fuller bobbin means that you'll be able to sew longer before it runs out and you have to pause sewing to swap out the bobbin. Most machines have a feature where the bobbin winder pin will pop back into the original position once it's full, so you don't have to guess. It might startle you when this happens the first time. Check to be sure the thread is wound taut and that it's consistent from top to bottom. You don't want an airy twister of thread or imbalance with heavily wound thread to one side. Thread the top of the machine by following the thread guide, running the thread down through the tension regulator dial, up to the thread take-up lever and down again to the thread guide above the needle. The presser foot should be in the raised position so there is less tension on your thread and you can pull it through here and thread the machine needle. Here's a close-up of what the needle area looks like. Don't worry that you don't have two threads on your machine yet. We'll load the bobbin next. Here's one more angle of that threading the needle from front to back. You may want to turn off your machine while threading. That way you can avoid accidentally injuring your hand. This is a good safety habit to get into. This machine has a front-loading bobbin. To access it, I have to remove the front extension table and open the hinge cover plate. With your thumb and index finger, hold the latch on the outside of the bobbin case and pull it straight out. Place your fully wound bobbin in there so it winds clockwise. You can determine that by pulling the thread and observing which way it turns. Pull the thread through the notches on the bobbin case. Holding the latch with the metal extension at 12 o'clock, push the bobbin case all the way into the machine until it clicks into place. It should be secure and not loose or falling to one side. Close the hinge cover plate and put the front extension back on. While you're holding your needle thread slightly taut, turn the wheel towards you to send the needle down and bring the bobbin thread up. Gently pulling on the needle thread here brings up a loop of bobbin thread to the surface. Here's another view. You can use the narrow tip of something like a pencil or scissors to pull the loop up and then draw the threads towards the back of the machine. One last thing before we run the machine is to set your stitch length to 3 and the stitch style to a straight stitch. This is the best place to get started. Here's a close-up of those control dials on this machine. Yours may be slightly different, but these two settings are standard on domestic sewing machines. And we're ready to do a sample. Place your fabric on the machine and lower the presser foot to hold it in place. Guide the fabric with your hands, gently hold the thread tails, and step on the foot pedal to get the machine to run. Here's another angle. The feed dogs will move the fabric forward, and that, combined with guiding it with your hands, will keep your sewing accurate. When you're done stitching the length you want, lift the presser foot and gently pull the fabric away from the machine towards the back. Clip your threads on the thread cutter or use scissors. If you end your stitch and the needle is in the lowered position in the fabric, turn the hand wheel towards you to lift it out of the fabric. If the threads still have some resistance, turn the hand wheel towards you in small increments until you feel the threads are able to gently be pulled out of the machine. And here's our sample. Thanks for setting up your machine with me. See you next time.